The most calm person in the room is typically the leader when adversity strikes, when pressure hits. When everything goes wrong, they're the one silent thing that stills the room, says everything's gonna be okay, we're gonna figure out a solution, and we are gonna get through this. That is leadership. Leaders bring calm to the chaos. The conversation I wanna have with you guys is about leadership. It's about leadership that succeeds. It's about increasing the quality of your leadership. So I want to give you 12 quick points, and I'm not going to elaborate on a ton of them because they don't really need a lot of elaboration. My points are pretty clear. The expectation is there. So point number 1, get intense about the things that people can't get mad at you for. I used to get intense about everything. Like, you didn't get any directs, like I did with you guys because this was the leadership team, okay? But when I'm talking about on my base shop call, where I have a whole bunch of people that are debating whether or not they want to do this for the next week, I can't be getting intense about the fact that you're not getting a direct, you don't believe in what we do. And so we get intense about things that people can get mad at us for. This is what I learned. I learned that if I get intense about things that you can't get mad at me for, then even though I'll fire you up, and even though I'm in your face, there's a part of you that goes, well, he's not wrong. Like when I got intense 2 days ago and I was talking about, as a husband, I just realized that if I take 100% responsibility for everything and I just do everything that I need to do, there's nothing for me and my wife to really fight about. And I got intense about that. Some of you looked at me like, well, he's not wrong. I may not like the message. I may not enjoy the message. I may not be in a position where I'm operating in the same capacity of that message. But he's not wrong. All of a sudden, I get intense about not stealing $199 from people and making sure we get them licensed and we get them paid. And I'm getting intense, not because it's just like, hey, we got to get everybody licensed because if we get people licensed, you can make more money. And if you make more money, that's what most people get intense about. I get intense about, hey, I don't believe in theft. I'm not going to go steal $199 from somebody. If somebody is going to invest $199 in their belief in me and my ability to help them change their life, I need to deliver. And some of us are recruiting people and we're not getting them licensed. And that's a disservice to this country. It's theft, it's stealing, and there's no integrity in it. I'm getting intense about something that you can't fight me on. I'm getting intense about being a person of integrity. I'm being intense about being a person of honor. I'm being intense about being a person that shows up for other people, does the right thing 100% of the time. You can't get mad at me for getting intense about that. But what you can get mad at me for is being intense about profits, being intense about increasing sales, being intense about making money. You can get mad at me for that and say there's something wrong with that guy. But if I get intense about things that matter, actually matter in life, winning for your family, doing the right thing, being an honorable and good person, you can't get mad at me for that. I think most people get intense about the wrong things. So number 1, get intense about the things that people can't get mad at you for. Number 2, lead with inspiration, not fear and intimidation. Lead with inspiration, not fear and intimidation. I grew up in an environment, coming up in this business, where it was all fear and intimidation based. If you don't do this, you don't get my time. People who don't do this don't win. And it was just all fear-based, and it was all intimidation-based. And I realized that fear is the lowest level of influence. Fear is the lowest level of influence, meaning if I have to use fear to influence you, that means that I'm operating at the lowest level. That's called position, authority, intimidation. I have a title, you have to do what I say. That's the military. Not trying to jab the military, it's just the reality. There's great leaders in the military. There's a lot of them that only use authority and intimidation though. Yes or yes, military folks? Well, I'll give you a great example. When we were building our environment in person, the constant message that I always heard, people who miss meetings don't win here. And every mom that could only show up to one meeting a week or one meeting every 3 weeks was like, might as well quit now. Do you know how many good part-time people we lost because we were so direct and like people who miss meetings don't win? And then I realized, I was like, I could say people who miss meetings don't win, Or I can do it in an inspirational way and say, hey, people who attend these meetings and attend all of them tend to win the biggest. So if you want to win big for you and your family, I want to encourage you, do everything in your power to not miss a single meeting. We said the exact same thing. One led to people quitting. One led to people wanting to be better. You see the difference? I grew up in an environment where it was all fear-based, intimidation-based, and it just left people not feeling good about the environment. It left people not feeling good about the culture. That's not what inspirational marketing is. So we need to go from fear and intimidation to inspiration. And I want you to look at every part of your business and say, where am I doing that at? It's not just meeting attendance. It's not just, your time. Hey, people who go do X, Y, and Z, these are the people I spend the most time with. Versus, if you don't do this, you don't get me. One makes you kind of look like a D-head. The other makes people fight to be trained and mentored by you. See the difference? Same conversation, same comments, positioned differently. Number 3, leverage fear in a positive way. Meaning, if there's 1 week left in a contest, hey guys, we got 1 week left in this contest. Who's going to qualify? I don't want you to miss Puerto Vallarta. I don't want you to miss the next Growth Academy. We got 1 week. Who's going to be there? It's going to be incredible. And then people are like, man, I'm afraid the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. FOMO kicks in. FOMO is a positive fear. So it's not I'm trying to make you afraid or I'm trying to intimidate you or I'm trying to be an authority figure. It's creating FOMO, the fear of missing out. This event's going to be incredible. This promotion's only 1 more month. Guys, we got to make sure we get over the finish line so you can be in Hawaii with us. It's using fear in a positive way. Question, are you doing that on a monthly basis? This is why as EMDs, we should have a contest in our base shop every month so people are running for it. And in the last week, be like, man, we got 1 week. So all of us who have a team, we can go back to our team. We're going to get back on tomorrow, which is what, the 16th? And we can say, hey guys, we have 14 days left to do 3 and 3 to get senior associate knocked out. We have 14 days left to get the discounted promotion. And we can use fear in a positive way. So now people are like, oh shoot, there's a shot clock. I got 14 days. I got to go do what I need to do. So it's using it in an encouraging and positive way, not a negative way. Is this helping in any way, guys? Okay. Number 4, never allow how you are feeling to influence the way you communicate with your people. Never allow how you are feeling to influence the way you communicate with people. There's a guy named Ed, and there was this CD that he had, because I learned this business on CDs. And so I used to get a copy of CDs on our business of how to do different things, and I literally would put in my CD player. That's all I listened to in my car for 2 years. Until CDs were not existent anymore. And there was a CD. Do you know what the title of the CD was? Ass whooping. And I loved it because that's my type of message. You know what I mean? Like I want somebody to shake me, get in my face like a coach. And so I'm listening to the CD and I'm fired up by it, right? So I'm like, man, if this fired me up, this is going to fire my team up. So I go into my base shop meeting that night, blow 30 people out of my team, gone overnight. None of them showed up to the next meeting. And I was like, dude, you guys aren't fired up? And you know what I originally went through my mind? Freaking pansies, no mental toughness, right? And then I was like, I dropped the ball as a leader. Just because a message got me fired up and affected how I was feeling, I then gave a message based off how I feel, not based off what was effective. I want you to write this down. It's not about how you feel. It's about being effective. So all of a sudden, you get a charge back and you're pissed off and you go into a meeting. Your team is not your punching bag. All of a sudden, Joey pisses me off and I rip a message to all of you because I'm frustrated with Joey. But 129 of you that are in this room have no relationship to that message, nor did you need it. But because I was frustrated with Joey, I talked to 130 people the way I should have just had a one-on-one conversation with Joey outside the room. I've done that so many times. I want you to write this down. There's no room for passive aggressiveness in leadership. There's just a better way. I don't believe you need to be passive aggressive to lead people. I think it just makes people not like you. I think it just makes people not like you. You don't need to give a passive aggressive message to your base shop talking to 2 to 3 people where everyone knows who you're talking about. Everyone knows who you're talking about. Let's be real. And now those 2 to 3 people despise you because you embarrassed them in front of other people. If there's a problem, go address it head on, one-on-one. Never embarrass people, ever, because that will be the fastest way to lose them. There's no room for passive aggressiveness. No room. Be careful about the messages that you hear that fire you up thinking that it's going to fire up your people, because what gets you moving doesn't necessarily get everyone else moving. And the moment you can know that and understand that and learn to read the room a lot better is the moment your business will start to grow and your people will actually stick around. You guys with me on that? Okay. Number 5, increase communication and inject energy into your business. We are at a point in time right now in the world that we are in that communicating every week is not enough. Every single day as a leader, you need to be thinking to yourself, how do I inject energy into my business? How do I inject energy into my people? How do I inject energy into my environment? Every single day as a leader, you need to be thinking that. Because this whole, I'm going to inject energy once a week or once a month or that's not enough. Every single hour on the hour as a leader, you got to be thinking, inject energy, inject energy, inject energy. Why is that so important? Because most people need CPR, which is why you got to give them EPR. EPR is CPR for the soul. Matt, what is EPR? Encourage, praise, recognize. EPR is CPR for the soul. Your people need EPR every single day. So if you want to grow your business every day, you need to inject encouragement. You need to inject praise. You need to inject recognition. You need to inject positivity. You need to inject as much as you possibly can. People say, Matt, you're a little bit annoying in all the chats. Every time your people see your name on their phone, text message, every time your people see your name on a group me or a group chat, every single time your people see your name come through, they think about what they should be doing. And in that moment, it creates activity in your business. They might not always act on it, but there's a higher likelihood that they will than won't. Make sense? You guys catching this right now? So we need to inject energy into our business every single day. Every week is not enough. Every couple days is not enough. We are living in the fastest time in history. Yes or yes? Information travels faster than ever before. Everything is fast-paced. Everything is quick. We went from 9-week to 10-week approval processes on products to now 10-minute approvals, instant approvals. Everything is fast. Everything is in your face. Everything is quick. Social media everywhere. News is traveling fast. The question is how fast are you traveling in a world that's traveling fast? If you are not keeping up with the speed of the world, you're going to get left behind in this world. If you are not keeping up with the speed of business, you're going to get left behind in business. Number 6, hyper accountability. Hyper accountability. Whatever you want to build into your organization, you need to relentlessly, religiously talk about nonstop 24/7 until people are sick and tired of hearing about it. And then you taproot it 4 deep and keep talking about it until it becomes a part of the identity and a part of the culture. See, a lot of you guys in this room, when Miriam went over, what are the 3 things you're going to leave here focused on, which was so good. I don't think you should have more than 3 either, or else you're not going to get any of them done. I think that was a great message for the final day. But if one of the things that you put on your 3 was increasing recruiting, you're not going to increase your recruiting unless you hyper focus on it and talk about it and hold people accountable on it every single day for a minimum of 90 to 120 days where people go, Jian Feng, I freaking get it. I got to go build my agency. I don't want to hear about this anymore. And you go, great. And then you train on it again that night. That's how you scale your recruiting. Stop creating your message based off what they want to hear and start tailoring your message to what people need to hear in order to grow and win. It's not always about how people feel. It's about how they need. It's what they need in order to win. And you got to shape it in a feel-good way. You got to be kind with your delivery. You got to be respectful with your delivery, but you got to make sure that you still deliver it if that's what your business needs. Whatever you want to build into your business, you got to be hyper accountable on it. And you got to make sure that you talk about it for a minimum of 90 to 120 days straight until people get sick and tired of it. There we go. 7, see around the corner. See around the corner what could go wrong. Everything's great when everything's great. You ever see the Art Williams video? Everything's great. How's your day? Everything's great. Goldfish drowns. Everything's great. Everything's always great. Everything is always great. But you got to see around the corner because things can go wrong. 2 years ago, there was a couple people in our organization that their bass shop just started popping off in production. Bass shops went through the roof. And I said, hey guys, you're doing more sales right now than you've ever done. Your production's higher than it's ever done. If you don't talk about quality control, following up with your clients, the post-sales process, you're going to go through chargeback hell in about 2 to 3 months. And they said, no, we're on it. Everything's good. 2 to 3 months later, all three of them go through chargeback hell. I said, you got to see around the corner. Everything's great when everything's great. But can you anticipate what could go wrong and then put proactive measures in place to make sure things do not go wrong? That's what great leaders do. That's what great CEOs do. And every one of you is the CEO of the business you are trying to build. So you need to see around the corner. What is your post-sales process like? Are you following up with your clients? One thing I learned from Grant is 60% of your clients should come from already existing clients, which is referrals, beneficiaries, contingents, emergency contacts, which is so true. You take care of clients, clients feed you clients for the rest of your entire life. What is your post-sales process? I'm talking about sales right now, but it's every aspect of our business. You got to see around the corner. Everything's great when everything's great, but can you anticipate what could go wrong and once again put proactive measures in place so that way nothing does? Next one, number 8, get in the big. Little bait catches little fish. Big bait catches big fish. You need to cast a vision so big that everyone in your team's vision can fit inside of it. Meaning a lot of us talk so small that when big thinkers come into our organization, they no longer think that you can lead them because they're thinking bigger than your goals. So I know there's some people in this room and you're like, well, Matt, I honestly just want to make $250,000 passively and I don't want to work again. And if that's you, that's fine. Don't sell that vision to your people. Because most of your people are going to want to do more and better than that. Sell the vision to your people of what the company is doing. We're going to be number 1 in the industry. We've helped more families within our first 24 months than any other company ever has. We've promoted more multiple 6 and 7-figure earners within our first 24 months than any other company ever has. We're doing things that have never been done before. We're going to create more millionaires than any company ever has in history. We're breaking every record. We're challenging the status quo. We're bringing Wall Street to Main Street. We're doing something that's never been done before. We are the epitome of changing an industry. That's who we are. That's what we're doing. There's nobody like us. We are different by design. We are different by design. We're not like and we're looking for people who want to go change the world with us. That's what we're looking for. So if you're the type of person, Josh, that wants to change the world and you want to make a difference in this world and you want to leave it better than you found it, then this is the company for you. You don't need to tell them, I want to retire in 1 year after I hit $250,000. You don't need to tell them that. Sell the vision of what our company is doing. If you think small, sell them the vision of our company because we're thinking big. You can't be more number 1 than number 1, and we're coming for the number 1 spot in the industry. You bet your ass we're coming for it. You with me? Number 9, write this down, equanimity. Equanimity. I feel like Nemo from Finding Nemo. Equanimity. All right? Equanimity. What is equanimity? Calmness under pressure. Calmness under pressure. The most calm person in the room is typically the leader when adversity strikes, when pressure hits. When everything goes wrong, they're the one silent thing that stills the room, says everything's going to be okay, we're going to figure out a solution, and we are going to get through this. That is leadership. Leaders bring calm to the chaos. When a problem pops up and I see you react, I now see that the problem is bigger than you, which means you can't lead me out of it, which means I no longer look to you for leadership anymore. Did you guys catch what I just said? Yes. When a problem strikes, a people problem, a business problem, a financial problem, an economic problem, whatever it is, when a problem strikes and I see you react emotionally, I now see that the problem is bigger than you. And the moment I see that the problem's bigger than you, I now know that you can't lead me out of the problem, which means I no longer look to you for leadership. And every other problem in the future that comes your way, I'm going to doubt your capacity to handle it because I saw you not handle it right before. This is why being calm is contagious. Great leaders bring calm to the chaos. Question, how good are you at doing that? Or are you like Chicken Joe, sky is falling, and you make everything worse than it actually is? Are you that person? I hope not. Number 10, almost done. Be direct but not mean. Be direct but not mean. Mean is mean. Mean is disrespectful. I can be direct without being disrespectful. I can have a conversation with Nadia. So listen, Nadia, this is not okay. I love you to death, but this is not okay. We can never do this again. And it doesn't mean I don't believe in you. It just means that this is not okay and we need to fix this. If we're going to create change, we need to fix this. We can't do it like this anymore. Are we on the same page here? Because I love you to death. I believe in you. I have your freaking back. But when I see this, this is the one thing that's going to keep you from getting to the next level. And I want to see you change your life, which is why we need to address this right now. It's stern, it's direct. See, what a lot of us do is when there's a situation that pops up, we're so friendly with it that people don't take it seriously. And then because they don't take it seriously, change does not happen. I need to be able to look you in your soul and let you know this needs to change. This needs to improve. Hey, you told me you wanted to change your entire life, yet I'm looking at your direct recruiting, and I believe the sheet said 11. 2, I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. You said you wanted to change your life. You said you wanted to become free, but there's 2 directs on this page. Are you a person that can only do 2? I don't think that. I think you're sharp. I think you're a great communicator. I think you're so positive. I think that anyone that would come into business with you would be better off because of it. And yet we're at 2. You said you wanted to do X, Y, and Z for your family. 2 is not going to cut it. Things need to change. Are we on the same page here? We need to improve this. And if you do, with your ability to close, your ability to communicate, your positive energy, there's not going to be a single soul in this industry that could touch you, Nadia. And that's why we got to aggressively attack this. Does that make sense? We got to be direct but not mean. Number 11, point the ship. Point the ship. If I say blue, what color are you thinking about? If I say orange, what color are you thinking about? If I say recruit, what are you thinking about? If I say sales, what are you thinking about? Meaning whatever I speak about, you think about. Whatever you think about, you move towards. Yes or yes? What dominates your thinking will determine the outcome of your life. Whatever you think about the most, you will move towards. Meaning that as a leader, you got to realize that you got to point the ship. And whatever direction you want to steer your team and steer your organization, you need to relentlessly talk about it. You got to religiously communicate on it. You got to realize that you are the captain of your business. So when you call a shot or whatever you say holds weight. What are you preaching to your people? See, a lot of us, we are the enemy to our own business because we speak about things that distract our people. All of a sudden, I have a conversation with Gordon, and I'm talking about this, that, and the third, and I think, oh man, I sound cool, but Gordon doesn't need that. I just distracted my own guy. You see that? People do that all the time. They communicate with people about things that make them sound good, and all it does is distract their people because Josh doesn't need to hear about A, yet you're talking to him about A, and now he's distracted from B, which he really needs to focus on because you were talking to him about A. You got to be careful of what you're talking to your people about. But you also got to realize that whatever direction you want to point your people, you can point them just through communication. Just through communication. Point the ship. If you talk about recruiting, people are going to recruit. If you talk about production, people are going to produce. If you talk about leadership, people are thinking right now in this room, how do I improve my leadership capacity? Why? Because we're talking about it. Now the question is how often am I going to talk about this when we leave here to keep it on the forefront of your mind so you actually create change and not forget it when you leave this room? That's going to come down to us as leaders. And then last but not least, give certainty. Give certainty. As a leader, you need to be the most certain person in the room. You need to be the most certain people. Influence is I believe that you believe what you're saying. That's how I influence you. You believe that I believe what I'm saying to the point that you doubt the fact that I would be wrong. Because I'm so certain in the fact that what I'm saying is correct and right. That's the reality of it. People already have enough uncertainty in their family. People already have enough uncertainty in the economy. People already have enough uncertainty at their job and in the world around them. As a leader, you have to be the only thing that is certain. You got to be the one thing that brings peace to them because you're the only certain thing in their life. When you see a wife doubt a husband or a husband doubt a wife, it's typically because there's a track record of not delivering. There's a track record of uncertainty. And when there is no uncertainty, people doubt you. That's the way it works. So when you are not certain as a leader, your people become uncertain with you and they stop looking to you for leadership. You can't be uncertain if you want to lead people. It doesn't mean you need to know everything. It just means that I am certain about where we are going. I don't always have all the resources. I don't always know how we're going to get there, but you bet your ass we're freaking getting it. That's it. You are certain in the fact that it's going to get done. We don't always need to know the how. We just need to know that we are willing to do what's required in order to get the W. If we are going to grow, we need to become better at casting certainty and injecting certainty into our people. If I'm training Nicole and I'm certain that I will help her change her life, even though she's experiencing doubt, my belief overrides the doubt. You see how that works? If I'm working with Megan Jantz and she's experiencing any doubt and I have all the conviction in the world, my belief in the fact that we can get a result on this field training appointment, my belief that I'm going to get a result on the phone when I call Sean, my belief in our ability to get a result is going to make her doubt her doubt. You guys with me on that? My belief in her needs to make her doubt her doubt. My belief in our ability to get a result needs to override the doubt she's experiencing in her life. I need to inject certainty in her belief that she can win. I need to inject certainty in where we are going. I need to inject certainty when I'm with my clients that our products will deliver, that the company is credible. I need to inject certainty as I'm taking people in the system that I know what I'm freaking doing. Anyone that works with me gets licensed, paid, and promoted extremely quickly. Anybody that works with me goes on to become successful. I'm the best in the world at what it is that we do. GFI, we are the best in the world at what we do. You got to be bold. You got to be certain. You got to give conviction. You got to realize that influence is I believe that you believe what you're saying. You got to believe it. You got to step into it. You got to own it and you got to accept it. I'm the best in the freaking world at what I do. People buy you. They don't buy our products. They buy you. People don't join a company. They join you and then they find out about the company later. That's how it works. People don't join a company. They've joined the feeling that they got while they were with you. People don't buy products. They buy you. It's all about you. How much certainty are you injecting into your business?